Today, we are talking about the product you work directly into your scalp, not your skin surface, your scalp. The most absorptive skin on your entire body, covered in hair follicles that act as direct channels pulling whatever you apply straight toward your bloodstream. You lather it in, you massage it through your roots, you leave it sitting there while you wash the rest of your body. Studies on scalp absorption show that compounds applied to the scalp enter systemic circulation at rates significantly higher than compounds applied to the forearm. The scalp is not a barrier, it is an entry point. And the shampoo you are massaging into that entry point almost certainly contains sodium lauryl sulfate, the industrial degreaser originally developed to clean factory floors. It almost certainly contains synthetic fragrance, hiding an undisclosed chemical cocktail behind a single word. It may contain DMDM hydantoin, a preservative that works by slowly releasing formaldehyde into the formula over its shelf life. Formaldehyde, in your shampoo, absorbed through your scalp. That is not a fringe concern. The FDA has received thousands of adverse event reports linking formaldehyde-releasing preservatives in hair products to hair loss, scalp irritation, and allergic reactions. Johnson & Johnson voluntarily removed DMDM hydantoin from their baby shampoo in 2013 after consumer pressure. They removed it from the baby product. It remains in adult shampoos across the market right now because adult consumers have not yet applied the same pressure. The FDA does not require shampoo manufacturers to prove their products are safe before selling them. No pre-market safety review, no mandatory testing, no independent verification of the claims on the bottle. The EU has restricted over 1,300 cosmetic ingredients. U.S. shampoo regulation operates under the 1938 Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, written before most of the synthetic chemistry in your current bottle existed. And customers have noticed. Online forums, dermatology communities, professional stylists, complaints about specific brands causing hair loss, scalp inflammation, and dependency buildup are accumulating faster than brands can manage with customer service responses. We went through every major shampoo brand sold in the United States, tracked the ingredients, the class action lawsuits, the FDA adverse event reports, and the quiet formula changes brands hoped nobody would notice. What we found is an industry cutting corners on scalp health for decades and relying on consumer loyalty built before anyone was reading ingredient lists. Subscribe right now before we get into this. Share it with anyone who washes their hair. The shampoo aisle is one of the most chemically compromised spaces in personal care, and almost nobody is talking about it at the scale this deserves. Number 9. Suave Essentials. Suave is the value floor of the American shampoo market. $1 to $2 per bottle. Unilever owns Suave, the same company behind Dove, Tresemme, and a significant portion of everything else in your shower. Suave Essentials contains sodium lauryl sulfate at concentrations that make professional stylists wince. It contains fragrance, undisclosed as always. It contains DMDM hydantoin, the formaldehyde-releasing preservative, across multiple variants. At this price point, every component is selected at the lowest possible cost. The consumer buying Suave because the budget demands it is receiving the most aggressively stripped, most chemically compromised formula in the category. Consumer reviews tell the story the ingredient list predicts. Scalp dryness, increased shedding, and product buildup complaints accumulate consistently. Unilever's response has been periodic formula refreshes that change the bottle design while maintaining the underlying surfactant system. The complaints persist because the system causing them persists. Number 8. Pantene Pro V. Pantene is Procter & Gamble's shampoo flagship. The science of healthy hair positioning, the laboratory aesthetic, the clinical language around vitamin complexes, masterfully constructed marketing credibility. Pantene Pro V contains sodium lauryl sulfate, synthetic fragrance, and a silicone system, dimethicone and cyclopentasiloxane, that coats the hair shaft with each wash. The silicone coating creates immediate smoothness and shine that makes the product feel like it's working. It is not repairing your hair. It is coating your hair. Silicone buildup accumulates with repeated use. After weeks of daily Pantene, many users report hair that feels heavy and limp, then blame their hair type rather than the product. Professional colorists have a term for this: product-dependent hair. The silicone barrier also prevents genuinely beneficial treatments from penetrating the shaft where they could do actual structural work. You are locked into the product that caused the dependency to manage the symptoms of it. P&G funds research consistently showing Pantene outperforms competitors in studies designed, funded, and controlled by Procter & Gamble. Independent stylists assessing Pantene-dependent hair have a different view. Number 7. Tresemme Keratin Smooth. Tresemme markets heavily on professional salon positioning. The large bottles with black and white design. The salon professional language, implying backstage Fashion Week formulas available at Target for $7. Unilever owns Tresemme. The salon positioning is entirely aesthetic. Tresemme Keratin Smooth generated the most significant consumer backlash of any U.S. shampoo in recent years. In 2021 and 2022, multiple class action lawsuits were filed against Unilever, alleging that Keratin Smooth caused severe hair loss. The lawsuits specifically identified DMDM-hydantoin as the ingredient associated with adverse scalp reactions and accelerated shedding. Thousands of consumer complaints accumulated on retail platforms before litigation began. Unilever's legal position was that DMDM-hydantoin is approved and used within permitted concentrations, which is true. It is also true that formaldehyde, even at trace concentrations a releasing preservative generates, is a known sensitizer and probable human carcinogen per the FDA's own classification. Unilever settled multiple lawsuits with no admission of wrongdoing. Tresemme was reformulated in some markets. The brand relaunched with new packaging. The consumers who lost hair received a settlement offer and a new bottle design. That is the resolution Unilever considered adequate. Number 6. Garnier Fructis. Garnier Fructis has one of the most effective fruit-based marketing strategies in the shampoo category. The bright green bottles, the citrus imagery, the active fruit concentrate language implying the formula is essentially a smoothie for your hair. L'Oréal owns Garnier. The active fruit concentrate is present at concentrations too low to deliver the structural benefit the marketing implies. What is present at significant concentration is sodium lauryl sulfate, synthetic fragrance, and polyquaternium compounds, conditioning agents that coat the hair surface and deliver an immediate sensory improvement that does not reflect structural health. The fragrance concern here is specific. EWG rates multiple Garnier Fructis variants in the moderate to high concern range due to fragrance complexity. High fragrance load in a shampoo, massaged into the scalp and left in contact during showering represents higher exposure than the same fragrance in a rinse-off hand wash. The absorption window is longer. The scalp absorption rate is higher. L'Oréal reformulates Garnier for European markets. The US formulas contain ingredients restricted under EU regulations that European versions do not. The fruit marketing is identical in both markets. The formulas are not. Number 5. Head & Shoulders Classic Clean. Head & Shoulders is the dominant anti-dandruff shampoo in America. The medicated positioning, zinc pyrithione as the active ingredient, creates a perception of clinical necessity that has sustained brand loyalty across generations. Here is what the clinical data actually shows. Zinc pyrithione is an effective antifungal against malassezia, the organism associated with dandruff. On that specific claim, Head & Shoulders delivers. The active ingredient works. The surrounding formula undermines it. Head & Shoulders. Classic Clean contains sodium lauryl sulfate, a surfactant that disrupts the scalp microbiome, strips natural oils regulating sebum production, and worsens the scalp conditions it claims to treat. The SLS disrupts. The zinc pyrithione treats the disruption symptom. You need the product to manage the problem the product is partially creating. Dermatologists specializing in scalp conditions increasingly recommend zinc pyrithione in a gentler surfactant base rather than Head & Shoulders specifically. The active ingredient has earned the recommendation. The formula delivering it has not. P&G has the formulation expertise to deliver zinc pyrithione without SLS. The current formula exists because the dependency cycle it creates is commercially advantageous. Number 4. Aussie Miracle Moist. Aussie built its brand on Australian botanical ingredients. The kangaroo logo, the beach aesthetic, the down under sourcing story. Procter & Gamble acquired Aussie in 2003. The kangaroo stayed. The Australian botanical sourcing became increasingly peripheral to P&G mass market economics. Aussie Miracle Moist contains sodium lauryl sulfate, DMDM-hydantoin, and a fragrance system rating high concern on EWG's database, in a product positioned as a moisturizing treatment for dry, damaged hair. The demographic most likely to have a compromised scalp barrier from prior chemical or heat damage, combining an aggressive surfactant with a formaldehyde-releasing preservative, directly contradicts the product's stated purpose. The miracle refers to the immediate softness from silicone and polymer coating. The hair feels dramatically softer immediately after use. Over weeks, the buildup creates heaviness and dependency. The miracle has an expiration date. That expiration date arrives around the time you need to buy another bottle. Number 3. OGX coconut milk. OGX is the accessible prestige tier of the drugstore shampoo market, slightly more expensive than Suave or Pantene. The ingredient-forward naming, coconut milk, argan oil, biotin, and collagen, communicates a naturalness the formula does not fully deliver. The ownership history is a private equity relay race ending with Helen of Troy. OGX became the subject of major consumer concern between 2021 and 2023 when thousands of complaints alleging severe hair loss were filed. The FDA received adverse event reports. Class action lawsuits followed. The complaints specifically identified DMDM, hydantoin, and other formaldehyde-releasing preservatives as the suspected cause. Helen of Troy reformulated several OGX products, removing DMDM hydantoin from certain lines, but not uniformly across the portfolio. The reformulation happened quietly, no formal recall, no public acknowledgement of the specific ingredient concern. The consumers who lost hair received no direct communication. New packaging arrived on shelves without explanation. New consumers discover OGX daily without encountering the adverse event history unless they actively look for it. Number 2. Keratin Complex Smoothing Therapy Shampoo. Keratin Complex operates in the professional salon channel, higher price point, sold through salons and professional beauty supply stores. The professional positioning implies formulas developed to a higher safety standard than mass market products. It implies this: it does not deliver it. The formula is a sulfate-heavy, clarifying shampoo designed to strip silicone buildup before and after professional keratin treatments, appropriate for occasional pre-treatment use, not daily scalp exposure. The professional channel sells frequency of use the formula was not designed for. The broader keratin treatment category, Keratin Complex Anchors, has faced serious regulatory scrutiny. Brazilian Blowout and similar salon keratin systems were found releasing formaldehyde gas during heat application at levels exceeding OSHA occupational exposure limits. The FDA issued warnings. The professional salon environment, where consumers most trust that safety oversight exists, produced some of the most significant formaldehyde exposure events in U.S. cosmetics safety history. Keratin Complex has maintained its professional positioning through that category history without the scrutiny it warrants. Professional is a channel description. It is not a safety certification. Number 1. When Cleansing Conditioner. When is the most consequential shampoo scandal in modern U.S. beauty history? Most people under 30 have never heard of it. When was created by celebrity stylist Chaz Dean and sold through infomercials beginning in the 2000s. Marketed as a revolutionary no-lather, no-sulfate cleansing conditioner that would transform hair health. Celebrity endorsements were significant. Sales volumes were enormous. Then the FDA began receiving adverse event reports. By 2016, the FDA had received over 21,000 complaints related to When products: hair loss, balding, scalp rash, severe breakage. 21,000. For context, the FDA considers 50 adverse event reports for a cosmetic product sufficient to warrant investigation. When generated 21,000. A class action lawsuit settled in 2016 for $26 million. No admission of wrongdoing. The brand continued operating. The FDA investigation could not identify a single definitive causative ingredient, which the brand used as exculpatory. What the investigation confirmed was that a statistically extraordinary number of consumers experienced identical adverse effects from a single product line. When is still sold today. The 21,000 FDA complaints are public record. The $26 million settlement is documented. The marketing continues emphasizing transformation and the no-sulfate positioning that built its following. New consumers discover it every week without encountering the adverse event history unless they search for it specifically. That is number 1. Not for having the worst formula chemistry on this list, for having the most documented consumer harm of any shampoo brand in U.S. regulatory history, and continuing to sell as if that history does not exist. What to use instead. 3 principles define a genuinely healthy shampoo. A gentle surfactant, sodium cocoyl isethionate or diesel glucoside instead of SLS. No formaldehyde-releasing preservatives. No undisclosed fragrance system. First, Vanicream-free and clear shampoo, fragrance-free, no SLS, no formaldehyde-releasing preservatives, used in dermatological practice for sensitive scalps, under $12 at most pharmacies. The same pharmaceutical specialties ensure integrity we have cited in every category across this series. Second, Briogeo Scalp Revival Charcoal and Coconut Oil Shampoo, sulfate-free, no DMDM hydantoin, no synthetic fragrance. Salicylic acid and charcoal deliver genuine scalp clarifying action without stripping chemistry. Around $42, premium but justified by an ingredient list that holds up to independent scrutiny. Third, Acure Curiously Clarifying Shampoo, Cosmos Certified Organic, sulfate-free surfactant system, no formaldehyde-releasing preservatives, around $10 at Target and Whole Foods, independently certified, full ingredient transparency publicly disclosed, at $10 with organic certification and a clean surfactant system. Acure represents the honest value proposition the entire shampoo aisle should offer, and mostly does not. Your scalp is the most absorptive skin on your body. What you massage into it every morning enters your system more efficiently than almost any other personal care product you use. The customers who noticed, the forums, the 21,000 FDA complaints, the class action lawsuits, they were right. The products were causing harm. The brand settled quietly, reformulated without announcement, and relied on the next season's marketing to move past the history. Now you have the history. Check the surfactant, check the preservative system, check whether your brand has an FDA adverse event record before you check whether it smells good. Subscribe. Tell us which shampoo you are throwing out today. Tell us what we investigate next. Read the label, protect the scalp, start there.